Hey everyone, and welcome back to G Fun Facts Online, the place where we dive deep into the most fascinating corners of science and the natural world. I am your host, and today we've got a mind-blowing topic that could rewrite what we thought we knew about the very origins of language. Get ready to meet our closest relatives, chimpanzees, in a whole new light, because it turns out their chit-chat is a lot more complex than we ever imagined. We're talking about recent breakthroughs that are showing us chimpanzees might just hold some of the ancient secrets to how we humans started talking. So grab your headphones and let's get into it. For a long time, we've known chimpanzees are smart, but their vocalizations? Often dismissed as just simple grunts and hoots tied to immediate emotions. Well, new research, especially from places like the Thai National Park in Côte d'Ivoire, is painting a dramatically different picture. Scientists are now using powerful tools like computational linguistics to decode chimp calls, and what they're finding is astonishing. Chimpanzees don't just make isolated sounds. They are masters of combination, frequently stringing together different call types, sometimes up to 10 different ones, to create a whole range of vocal sequences. This isn't just random noise. There's a structure to it. Researchers have discovered that the order of calls in these sequences often follows predictable patterns, almost like a basic form of grammar or syntax. And syntax, as you know, is a cornerstone of human language. Imagine that, a rudimentary syntax in chimpanzees. So why combine calls? It seems chimpanzees do it to convey more nuanced or complex messages than a single call could ever manage, and they're pretty creative about it. There are a few ways they achieve this. First, there are compositional combinations. This is where the meaning of the combined sequence seems to come from the meanings of its individual parts. For example, a call that means alarm, combined with a call for recruitment, might together signal a specific action needed for a threat, like a snake. Or they might merge calls related to feeding with calls for resting, basically saying, let's eat and then chill. Makes sense, right? But then it gets even more intriguing with non-compositional or idiomatic combinations. Here, the meaning of the combination isn't just the sum of its parts. It's like our idioms, kicking the bucket doesn't literally mean kicking a bucket. Researchers found an example where calls usually linked to resting and affiliation were combined to mean nesting. That's a whole new concept created by the combination. And get this, the order of calls can also change the meaning. A who followed by a grunt might be about food or rest, but flip it to a grunt, then a who, and it could be used more when the chimps are traveling or when different groups meet up. It's like words in a sentence. Order matters. They can even add a call to modify the meaning of another, a bit like how prefixes or suffixes work in our languages. What's also super interesting is that unlike some animal calls that are only used in very specific situations, like when a predator is near, chimpanzees use these call combinations across a huge variety of everyday activities and social situations. This suggests a much more flexible and general-purpose communication system. Think about it. They're not just reacting, they're communicating about a wider world. And there's evidence that they're more likely to use these combined sequences when multiple things are happening at once or in quick succession. This implies they can actually convey information about complex, concurrent events. So we're moving way beyond the idea that chimp calls are just simple emotional outbursts. These findings point towards chimpanzees deliberately using these sequences for complex social information, showcasing cognitive abilities that support intentional signaling and a real flexibility depending on the context. Now, why is all of this so incredibly important? Well, these discoveries have massive implications for how we understand the evolution of human language. Chimpanzees are our closest living relatives. Finding these structured, meaningful call combinations in their communication suggests that some of the fundamental cognitive building blocks for complex communication, maybe even those early syntactic abilities, could have been present in the common ancestor we shared with chimpanzees millions of years ago. This really challenges the long-held idea that the super complex combinatorial power of human language just popped up entirely new in our human lineage. It seems the roots might go much, much deeper. Of course, this is an evolving field. Researchers are now digging even deeper, trying to see if chimpanzees organize their calls into sentence-like structures. or if they embed shorter sequences within longer ones, kind of like clauses in our sentences. Now, let's be clear. Chimpanzee communication doesn't have the full-blown hierarchical complexity and limitless creativity of human language. But what we're seeing is an intricate vocal architecture that's a huge evolutionary step beyond simple calls. Future research, using more playback experiments and detailed analysis with these new computational tools, will keep unraveling these amazing communication systems. And it's not just about vocals. Other research into things like chimpanzee drumming sequences also hints that this ability to combine signals for new meanings, what scientists call semantic compositionality, might have very ancient roots in primate communication, not just limited to sounds. So there you have it. Our primate cousins are far more sophisticated communicators than we often give them credit for. And by studying them, we're not just learning about chimpanzees, we're learning about ourselves and the incredible journey of how language itself came to be. It truly is a fascinating window into our own evolutionary past. What do you think about these findings? Let me know in the comments if you're listening on a platform that supports them. That's all the time we have for today on G Fun Facts Online. Thanks for tuning in, and if you enjoyed this journey into the world of chimp communication, don't forget to subscribe and share so you don't miss out on our next dose of amazing science. Until next time, stay curious.